Day 163, our 9th book that we are starting together today. We have read through 8 books in the New Testament. The next couple of books are all really short, and they get progressively shorter. Just a few days in each book, different themes, different topics coming through, some recurring, all encouraging us in our walk with Christ. Galatians Chapter 1. This is a circular letter which Paul is writing to the churches in Galatia. The idea is that the letter would go to all of the different churches, from one church to the other. The message would spread. Theologians and historians aren't exactly sure which Galatians we're speaking about here, because there were different terms used. But most people believe most likely the southern part of Galatia at the time, which would fall in today's Turkey area. And the core message throughout the book of Galatians is that salvation is only by faith. It is not anything man's doing. It's not about works. And specifically, we don't need to be circumcised to be saved, to follow Jesus. Similar to the book of Corinthians, there have come some false teachers into these churches in Galatia, churches which Paul himself planted. He did the evangelism at first. He initiated these churches, or rather God through him initiated these churches. And now other people have come to bring in false teachings. And the false teaching in this context is specifically that we need to work for salvation. We need to do things to earn from our side our salvation. Paul's focus throughout this chapter and the whole book, there's a focus on God's grace. There's a focus on God's call. There's a focus on God's work in Paul and through Paul. In other words, not which Paul has done. As a matter of fact, he says he had done all of these things in the natural as a Jew, but then God called him. God intervened. God spoke to him. God revealed the message. God initiated. God worked. In other words, Paul didn't do anything. He received a revelation direct from God. He wasn't even taught by man. Really important that he qualifies this. It was confirmed by man, though. He did go to Paul and James, 2 of the apostles in Jerusalem. 3 years after receiving the message, he confirmed to them, and they were like, yes, this is indeed the gospel. And so Paul's whole message here is it's not about anything that he has done. It is all about everything that Jesus has done.